of him could be the MVP in this game if he keeps it up.
Dwayne McClain had the inside track on it, but he has not been much of a factor here in half number 2. Pace Mannion heads to the hole and will now head to the free throw line.
That's a nice play by Lampley to make that pass to Mannion, who slashes. This is not an easy play because you're so close to the man. Nice pass. Gets fouled by Rowan. Mannion has 2 foul shots.
Let me ask you this. Instead of putting it on the floor, is he better to just take it up from about 12 feet?
He's better to take it up, but again, you're looking for fouls. And if you want to draw the foul on a 3-point play opportunity, it's better to take it all the way. At this stage, both teams in the penalty trying to get fouled.
Okay, well, we've got a moment as well. Your thoughts about the 3-point arc in our phone poll this evening?
I like it the way it is in the CBA. Maybe back 6 inches or so.
Okay.
Maybe 22.6 to 23 feet.
All right. And of course, we'll look at the results, the final AT&T poll results on that 3-point arc here in a couple of minutes. Queen at that time trying a tough shot. Warren gets the rebound.
That's big because you reset the clock at 24 seconds. Easy shot for Rowan. He missed it.
Nobody stepped up on him and he couldn't hit it. Mannion kicks the pass over. Oh, tough try by Nadney, banked it home.
What a big swing. Rowan misses the easy shot. That makes a great shot.
Kenny Nat with a tremendous layup at the other end. Rockford striking back now. They lead by a basket. Right back comes Queenan, though.
Queenan can make that jumper. We were told that he didn't have a real good outside shot. He's making it tonight.
Well, the net didn't even move on that trip.
We have a tie basketball game. You got to make sure every possession, you can't turn it over. There's a turnover.
Nice defense by Billy Jones. Ahead it goes. Queen into the hole. Oh, he'll jam this one. Oh, my goodness.
That's the play of the game. That was very unexpected. They told us he could leap, but I couldn't believe that. Sensational slam dunk by Queenan.
Oh, I got to see that again somewhere. He took an extra step on the ladder. Lay-in is up and good by Lampley, and he'll come back for the 3-point.
Great execution. Mannion to Lampley. Last time Lampley to Mannion. Mannion pays him back. Lampley has a chance at 3-point play, but here's the play of the game. This is almost from a standstill. He comes to stop. Bam!
He had some room to spare, too.
He's ready for the slam dunk contest.
Thought he was going to just pull up and take the jumper.
Missed the foul shot. We still have a tie game.
Clock is rolling, and so are both of these teams. Rowan down in the post. Lampley kicks it around. Cofield up with a loose ball.
Great situation. It's in the hands of Rockford. They can get 2 out of the last 3 shots if they hold the ball for another 8 seconds or so. They're doing the right thing. Now go.
Mannion kind of backing in. Double team now. Off to Nat for 3. No good. Lewis, rebound follow.
Big offensive rebound. Tough shot by Nat. Not the shot you want. Timeout taken by the CBA. Lewis did a terrific job on the offensive boards.
Lewis with a big basket. It's 97-95, and we'll be back with more action right after this.
I think it's important that customers challenge us because it's key that I can prove to them that what we offer is the best for their business. If you read an ad that says you're going to save 20 or 30% by going to somebody else, and you call me first, then that's the best reaction I'm looking for, because then I can show you how you're not going to save 20 to 30%. And if every customer called AT&T before they did anything, we'd have very few customers going to the competition.
What dry was. What dry is. Introducing new Michelob Dry Beer. It's brewed longer to start bold, finish clean, and refresh completely. New Michelob Dry. One taste, and you'll drink it dry.
Here it comes, the Slammin', Jammin', Rip Roarin' Good Time Video. The NBA's dazzling dunks and basketball bloopers. And the only way to get all the fun is free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. See your heroes fly through the air with the greatest of ease and land just about anywhere they please. For 45 minutes of all the right stuff, they'll give it a whirl and give it a heave. And if you hang around long enough, you'll see things you won't believe. Call this number now and get every jump, jam, slip, slide, and slam. You can look high and low, but you won't find a more fantastic show. Call now, and you won't miss out on your free video or the 25th anniversary edition of the famous swimsuit issue. It's an entire issue devoted to 25 years of the best in swimwear. And you'll save almost 50% off the cover price. 25 issues payable in 3 monthly installments of only $9.89 each. And you can charge it. Call the number on your screen right now to get your free video, the swimsuit issue, and save on Sports Illustrated.
And the results to our AT&T phone poll this evening. What about 19.9? Only 12% said that should be the range. The CBA level at 22 feet, only 23%. 43% of the fans that called tonight, Kevin, like the NBA rule.
I'm surprised. That's a little long. I think 23 feet is probably about the right range. 23.9 is a long shot.
Yeah, that's a launch from there.
Great follow-up by Lewis. Puts Rockford up 2 points over the All-Stars. The All-Stars have plenty of time, 36 seconds.
All right, so if you're them, basically what do you want to try and accomplish?
Come down, get a good, try to go as quick as you can, but make sure you get a good shot.
Warwick picked up by Cofield. Queenan, who has really had the hot hand, against Mannion for 3. Oh, in and out, no good. Rebound ricochets out of bounds, and they're going to give it to the Lightning.
That looked like it might have been off.
I think so.
The Lightning, but now you just foul right away. As soon as the ball comes in bounds, foul right away. Go get him.
And Rowan does that very quickly, and Kenny Knapp will head to the charity stride.
That's a pretty good foul shooter, but you have no time. Hopefully he misses one. George Carl's a little upset on the block.
I think a little, I know you got a little rhythm and flow, but, drive it to the basket, I think you get the foul.
Yeah.
Free throws, Brian, we got time. After the free
Coach Carl
throws.
must have been speaking softly there. We couldn't hear him.
After we got the time.
Oh, all right. Well, we couldn't hear him in our headsets, but the fans are listening.
This is a key foul shot right now because this can put the Lightning up by 4 points, and there's no three-point play involved in that situation.
Fans are loving it here at the Metro Center in Rockford, Illinois, as George Carl has decided to call time and set up a play. Kevin, what must he do?
He's got to go quickly now. He's got 20 seconds left in the basketball game, down 4. You don't have to go for a three-point play. Go quickly. Try to get a layup if you can. Maybe a three-point play on a foul. If you score, foul right away.
Now let's eavesdrop a little on Charlie Rosen here.
Charlie Rosen. All right. They got 3-point shooters out there. So, rebound. We don't have to. Probably won't have to advance the ball. Take a look at the clock. We got a timeout if we need it. We don't have to score. No matter what they do, we do not have to score. Out. Now that might, if they overplay that, let that be a decoy. Let that be a decoy and take the defensive man out. Barry Jones, corner. Ronnie Rowan. If you got him, you catch him, you shake and bait. Okay, Vincent asks you. Back pick, Danny Queenan. Then come and get it, and you shake and bait right in the middle of the court. Okay? Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Come on.
A good look at what both coaches are trying to accomplish here in the final 20 seconds.
Looks like George is trying to get a back pick for a lob, or else a man in the deep corner for a three-point play. On the other end, Charlie Rosen's telling his basketball team, make sure everybody rebounds the basketball. We're not going to run on the break anyway. All 5 people come back, rebound the ball, and don't foul. Make sure you do not foul, particularly if they're shooting a three-point play, because you can get 4 points in this league.
And don't forget SportsCenter coming up immediately following the conclusion of the CBA All-Star game. Inside running one-hander. How about it? And it goes. Tough shot indeed. It's a 2-point game, and Cofield draws a crowd and is finally fouled with a dozen seconds left to go.
Queenan made another great shot. Now the foul. Cofield goes to the line. He's got to make both in a three-point play situation. George Carl wanted the foul, and Queenan drive to the basket.
George Fans becoming more vocal.
Timeout after.
After Sportscenter this evening, Evansville at Murray State. Live basketball action on CSP, or ESPN, I should say. Well, I'll tell you what, you got to give credit to the Lightning down the stretch. They have shot it in from the free throw line.
And they've missed a lot of foul shots tonight, but down the stretch, they've been good. George Carl will go for another timeout. Probably a 22nd timeout this time. He's upset at the officiating.
You don't look at it.
Full timeout.
Damn homer.
Going to have a chance to chat a little bit with his crew. And, boy, what a nice comeback. They were down a dozen for most of the game and fought back to take the lead.
They hung in real tough. Queen and obviously coming in the basketball game turned it around for them. They played much better defense in the second half also.
And the next CBA game on ESPN, the Charleston Gunners and the Quad City Thunder, Monday, January 16th, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time live. Kevin and I will be there, and the owners of the Quad City Thunder have said they're going to put on a terrific show, and I don't doubt them one bit.
I was there last year. They do a fantastic job. It's a great atmosphere. It's a great building for basketball, and the fans come out, and they put on an excellent show outside of basketball.
Time now to check in with the affable one, Charlie Rosen.
One more time is all we need. One more time is all we got. Stay on the ground now, T, right? Not a big one, not a little one. Okay? Let's go.
Now Rockford has to make sure they do not foul. They don't want to stop the clock. Whatever they do, don't foul and rebound the ball. But don't give them a layup in 2 seconds, because you got plenty of time left in this basketball game. They'll probably look for a quick hitter, either from, looks like it's going to be Warwick. Couldn't get in the ball. Jones.
Back to Rowan for three. Oh, no good. Rebound follow shot. That one won't go. It's tipped around. Nats got it. Sends it ahead, and Cofield gets the money.
Right at the buzzer. 6-point game. We had a great game, Denny.
So Charlie Rosen having some fun. Dwayne McClain with 18 points. There you see Charlie Rosen and George Carl shaking hands. The final 103-97. The next game, as far as the CBA is concerned, on ESPN, Charleston at Quad City, Monday, January 16th, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So long, everybody, from Rockford, Illinois.
Going over there? What for? I don't know.
Coming up next on SportsCenter, you'll be happy to know the playoff picture's a lot clearer now. The Bengals turn ground chuck into chopped liver. Cincinnati takes another step toward Miami. The buddy system can't cut through the haze, or the Bears for that matter. Mario Lemieux continues to make his mark on hockey history with a remarkable performance at the Meadowlands. The Wolfpack makes Iowa's day at the Peach Bowl the pits. And Kentucky's long day's journey into night grows darker as Louisville comes up golden in the Battle of the Bluegrass. Come with us now and watch the ball drop as we usher in 1989 on SportsCenter. Hi again, everybody. This is Charlie Steiner along with Bill Patrick, and welcome back to the ESPN Sportscenter. Of course, Happy New Year.
Absolutely.
It was a day in which the home team favorites came up big.
And one of the home team favorites, the Bengals, showed the world what they're capable of, and they are multi-dimensional. And now, wouldn't you think that a game that featured the two top-rated quarterbacks in the league might possibly be dominated by passing? Well, that'll teach us, and that'll teach the Seattle Seahawks to think. Nothing could be further from the truth as the Bengals hosted the Seahawks at Riverfront Stadium. A nice day for football. Temperature in the 40s, nice and clear. Cincinnati, their first drive of the game, 2nd and 10 on the Seattle 11. Ickey Woods for the touchdown? No, not quite. He's just shy and you give it to Stanley Wilson for the 3-yard touchdown run. The Bengals were up 7-0. Sam Weiss liked what he saw. His game plan, very simple. Run, run, run some more. That's James Brooks ripping off a 26-yarder. Ickey Woods gets 5 of his 126 yards. Ickey again, this time for 7 yards off right tackle. Same drive, 2nd and 1 at the Seattle 6. Woods, will he get the touchdown this time? No, sir. He gets down to the 3 for the first down. 1st and goal. Maybe it's Woods this time? No, sir. Stanley Wilson again, his 2nd of the day. Bengals up 14-zip. We did, however, see the Ickey shuffle before the first half came to a close. 3rd and goal. Ickey scores from the 1. And where is that shuffle? Why, there it is. In slow-mo, nonetheless. Bengals up 21-0. Seahawks just did nothing all day. First quarter action, Craig intercepted by Eric Thomas. Nice spiral, but wrong team. 3rd quarter now. Dave Craig incomplete on a 4th and 2 at the Cincinnati 3, and they turn it over. The Bengals up 21-7 in the 4th quarter. Dave Craig scores to make it 21-13. The extra point would make it 21-14, but Norm Johnson shanks it. Bengals lead by 8 points, 21-13, and that would be your final score. Boomer Esiason was just 7 of 19 passing today for only 108 yards and no TDs, but they didn't need a super game from him because the running attack was just overwhelming. Ickey Woods, as I mentioned, 126 yards on the ground. After the game, we talked with a disheartened Chuck Knox.
We had opportunities in the football game, and we put a lot of pressure on ourselves throughout the game by not being able to make enough plays. Missed an extra point. That hurt us. That affected how we would come down the field at the end. But the Cincinnati made the plays in the first half, and that's the difference in the ball game.
Well, I think really what took place today was a fabulous performance from our defense. They really put us in some great positions. I thought Lee Johnson played a well of a football game, and I'm so happy for Stanley Wilson and Brian Blados, 2 guys who really don't get much of the publicity. They just came in and played. And the thing about it is that, it seems like we got a little conservative in the 4th quarter, but, who cares? We won the game, and that's really what matters.
Yeah, who cares indeed. The Bengals move to 9-0 now at home, and next Sunday they are back in the AFC title game for the first time since January of '82 when they beat the Chargers in the famous Ice Bowl game. The Bengals play the early game on Sunday against the winner of the Oilers and Bills. The Bills also unbeaten at home this season. They host the Oilers. The Bills are favored, but don't expect a freeze out in Buffalo. We're told it's supposed to be relatively mild there tomorrow.
The fog came in on the Bears and Eagles' very large feet. It was the kind of a day that makes football special. Not only did the Bears and Eagles have to deal with one another, they had to battle the elements, fog off Lake Michigan, that brought back memories of the 1962 Grey Cup game, the CFL championship in Toronto between Winnipeg and Hamilton. That game was suspended late in the 4th quarter and continued the following day. The NFL actually gave some thought to doing the same thing, although the fog was never quite that thick. Although the fans in the cheap seats at Soldier Field, in the second half, the game was only a rumor. It's on to Chicago, Soldier Field, off Lakeshore Drive. It started out to be a beautiful day. On the Bears' second possession, Mike Tomczak spots a wide-open Dennis McKinnon. And 64 yards later, Dennis McKinnon would score, and Buddy is bummed. 7-0 Chicago. Late in the first quarter, Eagles had a touchdown nullified by a penalty. The very next play, Randall Cunningham's pass is tipped. Once, twice, 3 times. No touchdown because this, too, would be called back because of a penalty. Philadelphia would have to settle for 3. Second quarter, it's 4th down and inches deep in Chicago territory. Cunningham tries to sneak it for the first down. He would be close. That close, but not close enough. Eagles come up empty. Still in the second, after an Eagles fumble recovery, a wide-open Keith Jackson bringing back memories of Jackie Smith and the Cowboys Super Bowl. Tight end wide open, and he drops it for no apparent reason. Again, Philadelphia would have to settle for 3. Then with Jim McMahon watching from the sidelines, Mike Tomczak throws short to Ron Morris. Morris cuts at the 25 down the sideline, and he would be knocked down at the 4, setting up a Neil Anderson touchdown, 14-6 Bears. Then it starts to get a bit murky. A Kevin Butler field goal made it 17-6. Bears led 17-9 at the half. And then late in the third, Mike Tomczak's pass is deflected and picked off by Terry Hogue. Tomczak was leveled on the play by Reggie White. He would have to leave the game. Bruised left shoulder. The Eagles did manage another field goal, but as the game progressed, the fog got worse. That's the view from the press box. It was only a rumor. Only a rumor. McMahon entered the game, but in the fog, McMahon would mostly hand off this time to Neil Anderson. He would step out of bounds at the 9-yard line, setting up yet another field goal, 20-12 Bears. Late in the game, Eagles driving again. Randall Cunningham is picked off by Maurice Douglas. Look at that play. What a terrific play by Douglas. Can't you see it? Me either. Eagles come up empty. Bears win it by a score of 20-12. The Bears win their first playoff game since the Super Bowl 3 years ago. Tomczak re-injures his left shoulder, the one that had been separated earlier in the season. The initial diagnosis, a bruise. Eagles got inside the Bears' 30-yard line 8 times. They could cash in on but 4 field goals, and that was their total offense. Most deceiving stat of the day, Randall Cunningham, 27-54, 407 yards, but no TDs. Locker room reaction now from Chicago. We begin with the Eagles quarterback.
We had to change our whole game plan up as far as our passing game because we couldn't go, deeper than 20 yards. And plus, once I dropped back, the visual, I counted up myself from the sideline. What I could see was about 20 yards down the field, and then I couldn't see anything else. So if you take a 5 or 10-yard drop back behind the line of scrimmage, you can only see 15 yards past the line of scrimmage. So it changed our offense up. We had to go to the short passing game. They knew it. They jumped on the short routes.
We were a little reluctant to just sit back and throw the football, I'll be honest with you. We didn't feel that that's what we wanted to do, so we might have played it a little closer to the vest than we normally would have, except right before the half. That wasn't a very good play on my part, but those things happen.
It's no big deal. I think when they had the ball, they had more of a problem than we did because it was foggier. And then when we got it, it kind of lifted, So, you can't crowd out here.
So the Bears will play the winner of the Vikings-49ers game next Sunday at Soldier Field. The NFC Championship game will be the late game at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. The Vikes and Niners will have at it at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 o'clock in San Francisco on New Year's Day. The Niners continue to be favored by a field goal and change.
To hockey now, and I wonder what Mario Lemieux's New Year's resolution is going to be. For the rest of the league's sake, I hope he didn't resolve to be a much better hockey player next year, because wait till you see how he closed out 1988 this afternoon against the Devils. We pick it up in the first period. Lemieux scores off the skate of the Devil. It was 1-1. Still in the first, Pittsburgh shorthanded. Watch number 66 move in on Neil Broughton and turns him inside out and scores his second of the game, 2-1. Pittsburgh with the score 2-2. Power play, Lemieux, his third of the game. The natural hat trick makes it 3-2 Pittsburgh. Second period, Penguins up 5-4. Lemieux, yeah, that's the goalie's worst nightmare. The penalty shot. Lemieux scores 6-4 Pittsburgh. Third period, Pittsburgh leads 7-5. The Devils come back. Anderson to Muller to Carlson, who scores. And it was a 7-6 game. But his time is running out. Paul Coffey says, here, take it, Mario. Number 5. 8-6 was the final score. Lemieux, 5 goals, 3 assists. Nice week. 8 points total for the game. That put him over the 100-point mark for the season. He now has 104. He cracks the century mark in this, just his 36th game of the season. And that's mighty good, but it's not quite the record. Wayne Gretzky, who else holds that mark? With 100 points in 34 games back in 83, and he did it in 35 games in 84. But if Lemieux keeps this up, he will break Gretzky's single-season scoring record. At this rate, he'll score 218 points, which will break Gretzky's record of 212. That's our calculations, and it's subject to error, of course. Incredible, of course. So stay with us. We'll talk a little more football when we come back. Today's best-kept secret may have been the Peach Bowl. NC State and Iowa get it on in Atlanta.
And in college baskets, it was the Battle of the Bluegrass State. Louisville and Kentucky renew their rivalry at Freedom Hall. Coming right back.
Take a fresh approach to your next vacation car rental at Thrifty with weekly take-your-pick rates right for the picking all across the USA. In Philadelphia, rent a Chrysler subcompact at this low Thrifty take-your-pick rate for 5 to 7 days with unlimited mileage. Now at Thrifty in Philadelphia. Advance reservations required. When you're making vacation plans, plan on car rental savings. Call Thrifty for take-your-pick rates, reservations, and information. 1-800-4CARS.
I'm going to give you 2 good reasons to look for the Kodak Color Watch seal. Dimples. You see, when you've got a great shot of dimples, you don't want just anybody doing the developing. The Kodak Color Watch seal tells you the Kodak system checks the developing for great color, for the dimplest dimples. And every print is on Kodak paper, which is the only way to treat dimples. You see, the Kodak Color Watch system, you're going to thank me for it. And so will your dimples. And if you don't have any, take your pictures like this.
The competition at the Peach Bowl was mighty impressive. After all, it was up against the NFL playoffs. Once you get past that, the game itself wasn't too bad. North Carolina State Wolfpack celebrating Dick Sheridan's decision to stay put and stand up Georgia, facing Hayden Fry's Iowa Hawkeyes in the Peach Turnover Bowl. We go now to Fulton County Stadium, Atlanta. This is how the game would begin. Opening kickoff, Chet Davis. He's in trouble. He's in big trouble. And North Carolina State recovers at 3. They'd score quickly. 7-0. First play, second quarter. Shane Montgomery back to throw. Has time. Finds Danny Peoples down the sideline. He is gone. 75 yards. 14-3 NC State. On the ensuing kickoff, Mike Saunders would take the kick. And Mike Saunders is in trouble. Whoops. There goes another fumble. And another Wolfpack touchdown. Next Iowa possession. Chuck Hartley had 4 INTs on the day. This one to Michael Brooks. This led to Tyrone Jackson's moment in the sun. 30 yards. Off left guard. He is gone. 28-3 Wolfpack. Late in the first half, 28-10, Iowa driving. Chuck Hartley intercepted by Jesse Campbell in the end zone. NC State goes on to win it by a score 28-23. 14 turnovers in the game, 7 by both teams, in a game played in a steady rain. NC State converted Iowa's mistakes into 21 points. Iowa could come up with only 10 points off the Wolfpack 7 turnovers. Iowa's Chuck Hartley, 29 of 50, 428 yards, 4 interceptions. State finishes the season at 8-3-1. Iowa 6-4-3 on the year. The Gator Bowl will be Vince Dooley's last game as the Georgia coach when his Bulldogs play the Michigan State Spartans at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, New Year's night, the only college bowl game of the day, right here on ESPN. And a reminder, we've got a special edition of the New Year's Game Day live from Tempe with Tim Brando and the gang, beginning at noon Eastern Time on Monday, right here on your source for sports.
2 college hoops now, and contrary to popular belief, we really have no way of knowing who's going to wind up being #1 when the dust settles next spring. But if the Kentucky Wildcats have a vote, well, believe it or not, they would vote for their arch rivals, the Louisville Cardinals. And you're about to see why. Let's go to Freedom Hall in Louisville. Kentucky started strong. Derek Miller with the 3-pointer. He wound up at 34 on the afternoon. The Cats are up by a half dozen. Sean Sutton misses the layup, but there's Reggie Hansen following up on the slam. Kentucky up by 5. Back came Louisville. Tony Kimbrough with the 3 that pulls the Cards to within a pair. Tough Louisville defense here, forces the steal. Keith Williams to Everett Sullivan. Back to Kenny Payne. The Cards were up by 7. They led by 15 points at halftime. And Charlie Steiner's, no, never mind. Second half, more of the same. Sullivan finds James Brewer for the layup. Cards up 60-45. Purvis Ellison, never nervous, came up big on this play. The block starting the break, and LaBradford Smith would finish it off for Louisville. There's the exclamation point, 97-75. Louisville wins it. The Cards win their 7th straight. They beat the Cats for the first time in 4 years. One other top 20 team in action today is number 11, Missouri. At home, pounds the Bears of Morgan State by 30. Gary Leonard had 23 points, and the Tigers now move to 12-3. We're going to take a short time out now, but when we reconvene, it'll be back to hockey.
But first, here's hoping your favorite college basketball team ended 88 on an upbeat note. Here come today's scores.
Sports Medicine Center at Slidell Memorial Hospital, our professional staff can help you prevent injuries and treat your sports-related injuries with the most advanced rehabilitation and sports equipment available. Our physicians are joined by athletic trainers, exercise physiologists, and physical therapists. We can evaluate your fitness level and then design an individual exercise program. We offer preseason sports physicals and educational programs to help you stay healthy. Call or visit the Sports Medicine Center, 1001 Gauze Boulevard, Slidell.
Glass Motors has special.
Like sporty RX-7 SEs at special low prices.
While they last.
Special closeout prices on all Volkswagens.
Mazda 323 hatchback.
Special price just $66.03.
And even more special.
Like $1,000 cash back incentive or special interest rates.
On the hot new Premier.
Get the new 1989 Mazda pickup truck.
Special price still just $69.87.
Mazda trucks, #1 in customer satisfaction for the past 3 years.
At Glass Motors, your special dealer for special people.
Take a fresh approach to your next vacation car rental at Thrifty with weekly take-your-pick rates right for the picking all across the USA. In Dallas, rent a Chrysler subcompact at this low Thrifty take-your-pick rate for 5 to 7 days with unlimited mileage. Now at Thrifty in Dallas. Advance reservations required. When you're making vacation plans, plan on car rental savings. Call Thrifty for take-your-pick rates, reservations, and information. 1-800-4CARS.
Some quick hockey winners now. The winners on the ice, the Canadiens, the Rangers, the Penguins, the Flyers, the Islanders, the Whalers, the Maple Leafs, and the North Stars all came up winners today. Winnipeg and Calgary skated to a 4-4 tie. And it's just about time, as you may have guessed, for us to take off. But before we go, we hope to answer one of the burning questions in Chicago, and that is, should old acquaintance be forgot?
Of course, it depends on who your co-anchor is. But beyond that, if you're talking about Mike Ditka and Buddy Ryan, the answer is probably yes. And that's how we leave you tonight. Happy New Year, everybody.
I'm Bill Patrick. We'll see you next year.
I'm Charlie Stein.
It may be New Year's night, but it is basketball. The address is appropriate for this basketball game. I'm Ralph Acker along with Billy King. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Murray, Kentucky. New Year's night. The people are ready to celebrate. They're on their feet. We're ready to have a big night for you. The Evansville Aces are in town. They won 6 in a row, taking on Murray State. And now, let's go to the Union County Band, the high school band from Union County, Kentucky, and Old Lang Syne. basketball teams. Murray State is a basketball team that was virtually unknown until they got into the NCAA last year. Then when they got into the NCAA, they made things happen. Like this, against the team that finished number 2 in the ACC, the North Carolina State Wolfpack, where they beat them by 3. They became an unknown secret and brought it all out into the open. And then they took on the eventual national champions, the Jayhawks out of Kansas. The Jayhawks and the Racers went at it neck and neck. They gave the eventual national champions the toughest game of anybody in the final 64 teams and just lost by 3 before Kansas went on to become the champions. Billy King, you are an outstanding basketball player at Duke University. You know what it takes to win. What are the keys tonight for Evansville to win here in Murray?
Well, the keys for Evansville tonight is how well Scott Hafner is going to be able to defend Jeff Martin. He has to have a great game defensively as well as offensively. Scott Hafner must be able to shoot from the field and hit a good percentage. They need him to play well, as well as Gottfried inside.
While Murray may have been a real mystery to other people across the country, they certainly have not been a mystery to the people in the Ohio Valley Conference, nor to the teams in the surrounding states like Evansville. What must Murray do tonight to win?
Well, Murray must stay out of foul trouble. They can't afford to have Jeff Martin, their main player, get in foul trouble, as well as they can't have the guys inside get in foul trouble. Also, they need to follow and check up on Jeff Martin. He had a hip corner earlier in the year. He's not 100% right now, so we're going to follow that and see how healthy he is tonight.
Jeff Martin is one of the outstanding basketball players in America. And we'll be back to tip it off with Murray and Evansville live on New Year's night from Murray, Kentucky.
The cannonball, the whip, the hurricane. Some call Air Racine a test track. To us, it's an amusement park. And when a car can handle the rides here, we give it a special name. We call it a Volkswagen. Now, factory-to-dealer incentives on all new Golfs, Jettas, and GTIs may make additional savings possible.
Odious, contemptible, deplorable. I'm speaking of offending in the personal grooming arena. Something I would, of course, consider quite beyond the pale. So I give you Right Guard Sport Stick, antiperspirant and deodorant. When one needs to seek maximum protection and a fresh scent, one should grab oneself one of these Right Guard Sport Sticks, because one would hate to be considered malodorous by one's chums. Now, wouldn't one? Right Guard Sport Sticks from Gillette. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Over the years, Wheaties has always been the breakfast of champions, because we've always stood for the best with what we put inside the box and who we put outside. Today we welcome our newest champion. And we've never stood quite as tall.
And now, on with the opera.
From the people who brought you big screen television comes the sound to go with it.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give.
Introducing Mitsubishi Home Theater Systems, now playing at a dealer near you.
ESPN's NCAA basketball, Evansville at Murray State, is brought to you by the German-engineered Volkswagens and your Volkswagen dealers. Buy new Right Guard Sport Stick from Gillette, antiperspirant and deodorant. Anything less would be uncivilized. And by Budweiser, Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you.
Hi, my name is Paul King, and my New Year resolution is for my mother to have a quick recovery from her operation.
Hi, my name is Don Mann, and my New Year's resolution is to win the OVC and go back to the NCAA tournament.
He did last year when his ball club went 13-1 at the Ohio Valley Conference and made it into the NCAA and won their first ever ball game. And now let's go to the Murray State PA announcer, Paul Radke, for tonight's starting linemen. Paul?
Happy New Year, everyone.
and welcome to Racer Arena on the campus of Murray State University. And tonight's ball game between the Ohio Valley Conference champion Murray State Racers and the University of Evansville Purple Aces.